Welcome back to Shemsuniverse. So today, guys, we're going to discuss the Virgo moon sign. So Virgo in the moon sign, when it comes to Vedic or Sidereal astrology, is a little bit different than what we're used to in the Western world. They describe this as being quite a lucrative and quite a very powerful moon sign position, just due to the fact that Mercury is exalted with Virgo, unlike with Gemini. And even though Mercury and the moon don't necessarily get along very well, the yogic energy between these guys during this with Virgo is quite powerful. It makes these guys very emotionally almost detached in a certain sense when it comes to business, very technically inclined, detail oriented, pragmatic. So they really get ahead in the economic world quite well. Where the only weakness lies within the emotional world. As we know, like Virgo is considered like the virgin, which these people are definitely not. And when it comes to sexual intimacy as a moon sign, these guys can get quite busy. But what they're saying here is that they do have a sense of neediness if they do find somebody that they like, and they can sort of rely and start projecting things onto that said person that person may not necessarily represent. And that's where a lot of problems will actually come into play, and then conflict, just simply because when you project onto somebody certain things that you have to do for yourself, or just you want them to be somebody that they're not, you're definitely just going to run into problems like resentment, starting arguments, and the list would go on forever. So what you need to do is make sure that you're self-actualized, make sure that your emotional needs are being met for yourself, make sure your financial dependence is there, and understand that people aren't going to make your life better or worse unless you allow them to, because emotions and all these things are just simply a choice, and they're impermanent. They're not something that's actually going to be there for the long term. Emotions change by the hour, sometimes even by the minute. So as an earth sign in Virgo, understand that you need to keep these things grounded and methodical. You can be open with people, you can definitely love people. I'm not saying to be some sort of psychopath. What I am saying is to understand that your emotions are going to change based on different situations. And you just don't want to be loving people for the wrong reasons, for some that's more so selfish, like you're projecting something that you need onto them, and then in turn you end up becoming attached to that said person. These are the things that are listed off when it comes to Virgo in the moon sign position. So you just need to be very wary of things like that. A couple of things that can help you actually is wearing things like emerald, also wearing a lot of green and brown, earthly sort of colors. Blue is very calming as well for some sort of therapy, yoga, different like Tai Chi, martial arts. When it comes to mind, body, and corporation, a lot of those things will help you guys out a lot, just simply because you guys are so technologically involved with like technology, whatever it is that you're researching, what have you, that you guys just need to take the time to understand that your body and your mind need to just always interconnect. And usually your occupation, whatever it is that you guys do, usually use both. But your best option is to make sure that you're doing like a hobby or some sort of outlet that reminds your body to be connected with the mind, so you have that sort of mindfulness and that sort of like attachment from here to here. It's very, very important, and only Virgo moon signs might even understand what I'm saying here, but it's something that's an extreme necessity for you guys, just to make sure that the circulation, to make sure that the messages being projected from your mind are correct and positive. So that's my main suggestions. For the most part, like I said, you guys have a very, very good moon sign here. You guys are definitely able to give other people advice. You guys are there when other people need help. If somebody's homeless, you guys would be the people to give them somewhere to stay. If somebody needs something, if they're sad, you'd be the person to cheer them up and give them sound and wise advice. So this is definitely a very good moon sign. Subconsciously, you guys are very good people. But just watch out for the neediness aspect, and watch out for things like anxiety and stress where you're overanalyzing, overthinking things. This goes for Virgo on both sides of the spectrum. Whether we're looking at it from a Western astrologer standpoint or Eastern astrologer, it's going to go the same exact way. Anxiety, stress, overthinking, overanalysis, all of those things definitely come into play. It's even more pronounced when it's actually in the moon sign position, because that's your subconscious mind, right? So you're very naturally like that through some sort of early upbringing, or it's just like relatively just in you from genetics and so forth. So just be very wary of that. That's why I was cautioning around like working out, having a routine, setting up your life in a very organized way, because Virgo does govern that sixth house. That's all about routine, health, learning by material transaction. So make sure that you are learning through life, like you're always learning new things, taking losses as lessons, and then actually getting your life more and more disciplined as you progress. The more organized your life is the more powerful your moon sign is going to become, because it's going to appreciate what you're doing and give you the natural energy to manifest what it is that you want. All right, so that should conclude this video, guys. If you have any questions whatsoever, just please let me know in the comments. But aside from that, like, subscribe, holla at me. That's it for today, guys. Peace.